Hello, it's Lucas here, and today I've got Diagon Alley for a bit of a showcase, showing my likes and dislikes on the set itself, which it is my favorite set so far, but it's still obviously got its flaws, and so I'm just going to go in here and show you the flaws, and this video might come out a little later than expected because of some difficulties, because my camera just decided to delete everything out of nowhere. So let's get into the first building here, Ollivanders, which you might have seen me putting Hedwig back on here because of his weak connection to the set. So first off, I love just the architecture in the set, how nice they did these curved windows, and how like nice it is very nice in general. The windows there, and Scribblus over here, the other building on this part of the set, is a little less like detailed, more of just like it's there because they want it to be there because they need more buildings and they can't fit. I mean, Ollivander's not big enough to fit in one thing, so it's kind of like it's there, but it's not got a lot of detail. I mean, I guess you can add how these windows are more indented, like they're pushed back a little bit more. Same with this one over here, so it makes it less pushed out and gives it more of a windowsill over here. And it's just a normal, very nice though exterior to the building. You've got places for your owls up here. You've got a nice curved thing to hold up the top of the roof, which you might not really be able to see very well, but it's got a curved chimney. This is a very interesting way of showing it off, but you got a few chimneys up there. Very nice. This is gonna get hard to show off the roofs for later sets that actually have roofs on top, or roof details. This one though, and I just broke it. This one though doesn't have much for the roof, so it's fine. So obviously over here, I love these details with all the wand boxes. They're very nice. I actually tried to keep this ladder on the ground a bit by putting some extra pieces together to just make sure it doesn't go flopping around whenever I move the set. This is also a very nice drawer build. I could bring it in a little more. How they use this hinged piece to make it look like it's an open drawer, because everybody knows you obviously have to leave your drawers open, especially if you own a wand shop. And the wand shelves actually use pretty interesting techniques. Like they used car pieces instead of other pieces that you could have used to make those details, and they're all just different odd wand boxes. And then you've also got the normal wand piece, which is one of my favorite Lego elements that they've ever made. It's a very nice piece, and you can put any color wand in there because they're all the same size, but nonetheless it's still pretty nice. And I mean, this chair swivels. Right now there's not many cons except for Hedwig, and maybe how plain this shop is on the outside, but it's fine. Then you've obviously got the staircase, so you can walk up. That's one of my favorite elements in sets, when they have staircases, because it just makes it feel more realistic. You feel like you can actually walk all the way up these stairs. And there's there's a few wands sticking out there. A lot more wand boxes in that little section. And then you've got a green rug over here. And then you've got your cash register. It's pretty much all, in here. It's pretty nice. You got the nice cash register, and then you got just some wands on display. Scribblus has a more home feel up here. You've got a nice couch, all tattered and worn, and a nice dresser, or not dresser, but you know what I mean. Nice place just to put your stuff. And then a fireplace right here. You can also think of it as a flue network. Whatever you like to think of it as, you can. You got a scroll over here, you know. See, and then there's all the different quills and ink stuff in here. And so this is basically just where you can buy ink pen, like ink and like the quills, all the stuff you need for school. So there's not many bad things that come with this one. Over here though, got quite a few. I mean, other than the nice windows over here where they kind of are leaning out a bit, you can see that. You can see how they're kind of like more coming out rather than flat against the wall like some the other ones are. Every single other one. Now over here, first, you can see that there's a very bad blue Technic piece there. Yeah, Lego. You saw that, and we're all complaining about it. That is not a very nice thing to see on a pink building. And then you've got this over here, which just annoys me a lot sometimes. Like, it's really hard to get it perfectly aligned, and then no matter how many times you try to realign it, it always messes itself up. I mean, I guess I kind of got it in a good position, but that's very annoying. But the worst part about this, I'm just gonna flip this up a bit. Actually, that's gonna make a big shadow, but it's this little roof. It's just so wobbly. Like, push it, and it's like just doesn't want to stay in one place, and it's just a very annoying thing. And then you've got the Daily Prophet. Not much of a building, but I have found that these can break off pretty easily. That's especially if you use it. You know, if you want to pretend like you've got, I don't know, now I messed up my setup. And that's if you want to pretend like you've got, you know, your own wizard who's going to go to Ollivanders and go to, like, quality Quidditch, get some Quidditch supplies, you know, all the basic stuff. And then I also really like how they did this sign where they used this piece. You may be able to call it a lightsaber piece, whatever you want to call this, with the two studs sticking out to make this a double-sided sign, and it works very well. They use it another time over here. It's over back here, but it's a very nice technique. I like that. Another pro from this pros and cons list. And you've also got, I don't know if it was on the other buildings. I don't think it was, but have you seen this wizard? Sirius Black poster. Go on the inside. Once again, the inside is pretty much the outside with barely anything. You can see the technique that they use over here. And then starting from almost the top to the bottom, you've got some brooms. And then feel free to test fly any brooms. I don't know how that would work, but go ahead. Test fly any of those. And here in this chest, you got some supplies, you know, some essential supplies for Quidditch. And then some Quidditch uniforms over here, and this shelf. And then our first Ravenclaw Quidditch outfit, which I can understand why there isn't any, because they don't really have any Quidditch matches against any of the teams, or especially Gryffindor. And I accidentally just broke this piece off. That's great. Well then that means that this piece can break off too. Alright, and then you've got the Nimbus 2000, which at least that's where I expect this to be, because in the first movie that's where you see the Nimbus 2000 on display. And then you got some more Quidditch uniforms over here. This is actually supposed to be pushed down, but I'm not going to try to do that one with a pointer. And then you've got some of these bats over here. And then our first look at the Hufflepuff Quidditch outfit, which was not shown much, but it was shown in the third one. Can't think of the name right now. I'm very bad with not remembering names, but you can all obviously see all those stuff on the outside. And then up here, I'm going to show you the outside first, but you got some newspapers just clogging up the window. From what I've heard, though, that actually came in the Stranger Things set first. It was like, just so that's technically not a new print, even though it is for me. Just for all those people who care out there about when this stuff was created. And I'm just going to pull this back up again, even though I'm trying to put it back on my setup. And up here, you've just got like a rat, and you've got a few boxes and newspapers, The Boy Who Lived, which you do see down here, but so they really like The Boy Who Lived, clearly. And you've also got just like cheese, which I actually upgraded the cheese piece a bit. I used the new Looney Tunes printed cheese piece, which I think works a lot better if you don't, like, if you're willing to use that piece and take it off of your minifigure. I guess you do technically get an extra piece of that, but I'm just saying, if you don't want to take it off, you don't have, or take it away, you don't have to take it away. And look who came back all of a sudden. Look who decided to show up. Gilderoy. So we're gonna throw him off to the side. Your magic isn't real. Now we've got, actually I should probably show the outside first. We've got Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor, which this is actually a bit messed up, and Flourish and Blah. Gotta get those names there, obviously. So on the outside, I'm going to start over here with Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor. It's a hard name to say, but these chairs, these do have an interesting technique on the bottom with the teeth pieces for the legs, but they just fall, like they just move around too much for me. And when you move stuff around a lot, like I got new shelves, and I'm putting Diagon on them, it just doesn't work. Because when you move it around, it just goes, falls everywhere. Once again, this is less of a few shops that don't really have many bad things. Not a lot of cons. Like, I like how they did this, where they have, the overhang a bit, and you've got like the nice lipstick pieces to keep it to look like it's actually supported, I like how they have the bookshelves over here in Flourish and Blood, so like that, This almost could have been like another Scribblers, where it's kind of more of a lackluster build, but you've got this nice sign over here, and you've got obviously this over here, which is very nice, and I keep breaking it. I should stop trying to use it because it's to move things. You've got a nice table design over here. Pretty good. And it's overall nice exterior. I like how they did this, although these are, either I just pushed them in too much, or maybe they're just supposed to be like this, but I feel like these are pushed in a little bit too much. Also, you can see that same technique from Quality Quidditch, I think. Yeah, or the Daily Prophet, technically, because Daily Prophet is the one that uses it. And then you've got this nice build right here. And then going on the inside, I'm going to start over here. I like all the book builds. They're very nice builds, If you want to make books, this is how you make the books. And, I also just always like this technique that they use to show the different sizes of the books. Just look at that right now. Very nice technique. And you've got a bit of a lantern over here, and then a missing book, because it's another problem I have with the set, where it's just another very movable part that isn't actually connected to the main build. And that's just obviously a problem, again, if you want to move things around a lot. And then in the back, you got some floating books, and you got some stacked books. I like how they did the stacked books, or like the double stacked books, where how they just made it one whole book instead of stacking two. I guess, no, they didn't really do it over there, did they? But this is supposed to be right here. But I also put Gilderoy Lockhart's signing desk inside just because, once again, this thing actually didn't even come in the build. It was completely separate. So, again, another thing. I don't like how loose this stuff is, but I do really like this over here. I think it's a very nice hole. And then over here on flooring for a test, use ice cream powder in there. You've got a nice lantern using a sausage piece or hot dog piece or whatever you want to call that piece. I personally call it a hot dog piece. I don't know why I call it a sausage piece, but you get the sausage piece over there, and you've got a nice couch. It swerves a bit. And then a table over here with a teapot and a cup. And then a nice rug down here. And then over here you've got just a lot of ice cream stuff. I don't really like this because how loose it is. But I think it's alright. You know. All Lego Diagon Alley and all of its loose parts makes me mad. And then we've got some cups and like bowls in there. You've got all that good stuff, you know, if you ever need that. And then all the different flavors of ice cream. Not all of them, at least just like the special flavors. You've got today's suggestions, which I wouldn't suggest it to anybody just by the name of it. But that's alright. And then we're going to put everybody back now because I messed it all up. And then, last but not least, my favorite building, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, with a very prominent build up here up at the top that you can't see because how tall this thing is and how short my camera is. But in the front, once again, I really like how they did this nice curved thing. It really adds to the look of the build and makes it look so much nicer. Once again, though, with Ollivanders, I do not like this. How it's all split apart. It just, because then it's like, it just isn't all together and it just doesn't look like Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Over here, though, too, with this, it's like, it was too loose, so I put a piece in there, but it's still... Alright, hopefully the second part of the video actually works because, I ran out of storage, so I had to delete some stuff, but on the interior of Ollivanders, also, picking up where I left off, very wobbly over here. I took out the piece that I put in there because I was going to show you, but the video just randomly stopped, so I'm going to have to piece this all together, but now I'm just going to go out here, and you can see all the nice products. This was a separate build, just like Gilderoy Lockhart's desk over here, which you can't really see because everything's in the way. But over here, Gilderoy Lockhart, yeah, this guy had a desk, and it was a loose build, and I put it in there, and I did the same with this. This is like love potions, I think. And then you've got a nice nice cash register over here, and then you've obviously got, I think this is a new element, but they're like the Minecraft heads, just without the normal stud attachment and more of like a more pin stud attachment, like one of these kind of attachments. And then over here, going up some stairs, which actually say, I forgot to show this, but up, Mayhem Magical More, an arrow, adds to the stairs that would have normally just been like, you know, plain old stairs. And then over here we've got some balloons that come off pretty easily. They kind of bend inside. I also forgot to show you, but over here, Flourish and Blots has some stairs that can fold out, which I almost want to show you, but at this point, I don't know when this video is going to cut out again. If it does, which I would hate for that to happen, because I really want to show all of this set. But over here, more annoying things with loose parts. I don't like loose parts. I'm going to say here, I don't like them. And then we've got Fred Weasley's Basic Blaze Box, a few more products, Weasley's products, a whole few shelves with them. I honestly don't know how I feel about making shelves, because sometimes you feel like, when am I going to stop making these shelves? I mean, that was more with, like, the wand shelves and, like, the bookshelves, but you always feel like, when is this going to be over? And then when you finally over, you're like, yes, it's over. But now, going up a bit, you've got just some more just random unnamed products. Some Weasley's, Wizard Wheezes thing over here, just like a W. It says Wizard and Wheezes. Can't really see that because it's very blurry, but that's what it says over there. And then going out to the front, you've got the top, which you couldn't see, but there's a switch up here, and you just click it, and it goes like that. So that's Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, except I forgot to show you this part. This part with a very interesting build. It's really hard to get completely straight, but there you go. I kind of did it there. That's just kind of like another addition. I don't know what's like. It's probably somewhere in the movies. I didn't look at every huge detail. And then you've got the lantern out here, but that's pretty much all I could have done with Nocturne, or not Nocturne Alley, but Diagon Alley. But there is Nocturne Alley over here, which you would have seen, obviously, my complaints on the window. But, to be honest, enough being said, this is a great set. I love the thing. You can see my setup over there. It's just a mug. But all of this great stuff. You can see the box over there. Going more hands. Trying to make it as sturdy as I can. But this pretty much concludes this. Obviously, I did have a few cons. There were a lot of loose parts. Looking at these chairs over there. And Weasley's Wizard Wheezes over here. And a lot of weird one-off, loose builds I feel like shouldn't have been there. Because I feel like you need to have everything in the set. I feel like they should have had a way of putting Lockhart's desk in there. But then, the cash register over at Elevators, being able to take it off. But that's pretty much the entire build that I can show you off. I could show you the minifigures, but I haven't got to that part yet. I'm going to show them eventually, but not now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And for the first time ever, I'm going to say, hit the like button. So all you need to do is tap that red button. Because obviously, you got to tap the red button to make it gray. That's how every YouTuber says it. You want it to be gray. Honestly, I personally prefer the color red. But gray's good too. And I feel like that's the color that the button should be. Like all buttons. And the like button, obviously, should be pressed too. And the notifications. Just in case I do come out with a new video. Or if I do, which I kind of want to do in the future, live streams. If I do a live stream, it will notify you when I go live. So, there you go. That's Diagon Alley in all of its glory. Very nice set. And then this will conclude the video. And if you do wonder what I would be doing if I did do a live stream, I'd probably just be making custom stuff or showing off or building a Lego set. But that's pretty much all.